Welcome to Rest. I'm Damian Hill, the CEO of Rest, and I'm pleased to be joined today by Chris Tanti, who's the CEO of Headspace, the Australian National Youth Mental Health Foundation. Almost half of young Australians would sort of take a bit of a pay cut and change jobs to something that had a greater work-life balance and greater flexibility. Is that something that you're seeing more broadly with young Australians?
Yeah, look, I think that's really true, and it's interesting that young people are saying that. And I think what young people have been exposed to are their parents' generation of people who have worked very, very hard, focused on providing for their family, but actually they've missed a whole lot of other things. And I think this is true globally. I don't think it's just the case in Australia. I think young people are thinking about how they make a broader contribution to society, and also, have a great life. So balance is the key, I guess.
I mean, it's interesting the things that did come out in our research as well. So another one was that 1 in 2 young Australians are really concerned about their ability to save for retirement and the cost of living increases. Should young Australians really be that concerned about something which is so far off?
So I think young people are largely focused on, the 12 to 18 month horizon, but they will stop and think at some point about their future, and that will cause them some anxiety given the context that we're in around housing affordability, etc. So I guess for me, I'm wondering what young people can do to help them save for their retirement. What small steps they can take, because largely they'll be preoccupied with what's going on and paying the rent and paying their phone bills and all those sorts of things, but they will have an eye to the future. So what are some of the things that young people can do to help them manage for retirement?
What it's about is taking a few small steps. It's not trying to have a revolution in things they've got to do or they're thinking they've got to do, and that can make a big difference over time. Chris, one of the things is the Australian dream of owning their own home. And our research showed that 4 in 5 young Australians are really concerned with the cost of living, about whether they will actually be able to afford the Australian dream anymore.
We've sort of inherited that desire to own our own home, and this is not typical in lots of places around the world where people rent actually, and they invest their money in different ways. But it is a dream of ours to have our own land and do something with our own place. And for me, it's really about being clear about where you want to go and being clear about what you want to achieve, and then mapping that out and having some sort of structured steps around all of that stuff.
I mean, I certainly know that young people are under pressure, part-time jobs, studying, usually those sort of things. I mean, I remember my own days back at university, how much of a struggle was to keep your head above water with all those demands. Or have you got some tips or tricks for young people about how they can look after themselves in that time period?
It's about, largely not forecasting too far into the future, because what young people are doing while they're at university or they're doing a trade or whatever they're doing, they are building the base for their future. So it really is about completing what is currently before them. And you're right. I mean, they are juggling paying their bills, holding down a part-time job, maintaining their friendships. School can be quite complex and very competitive, and so all those sorts of things are going to be weighing upon them. Balance is important in mental health, as we've discussed. I mean, the idea of having regular sleeping hours and not throwing yourself entirely into work and getting some recreational time in there as well. I'm imagining from a financial perspective that's also true too.
We're just trying to encourage young people to, just think about the necessities. Like you say, have a little bit of structure, set some goals, some shorter term goals, whether it's a holiday, buying a car or purchasing the latest piece of technology, but also set some future goals, some long-term goals, which is about investing in yourself. And that can be financial, it also can be investing in yourself from an education point of view, continuing to learn. Well, thanks very much, Chris. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you here today to hear about what Headspace is doing and to get some of those tips that can help young people. We talked about structure, we talked about balance, and how making even small changes in behaviour can help you from a wellbeing point of view or from a financial point of view. So if you're interested in learning more about the services that Headspace offers, please click on the link at the bottom of this film. And Chris, absolute pleasure again. Look forward to catching up with you shortly.
Thank you, Damian. Thank you very much.